understand that, and I'll give it to this lady.
We are
Okay,
at
thank you, Ms. Jenkins.
Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
And now Mr. Smith, followed
Plaza,
by
Austin, Texas.
Mr. Two Bears, and then after that, Sarah Garcia. You may proceed, Mr. Smith. You have 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Wainwright, and all the members of the board. And I would like to thank all our citizens of Texas who have come here today. Thank you. I know it is not easy to do this, and it's so very important. I wish that each citizen had more than 1 minute. My name is Rhett Rosenquist Smith, and basically I would like to talk about the Constitution, and certainly the way I understand the Constitution, this would be covered under the 10th Amendment, and that the states are responsible for the Department of Criminal Justice. Basically, the concern today is underage people that are not adults, that are considered minors by their age, and the interaction between any public official representing the state, acting with authority of the state, and their interaction with those individuals. I'm very concerned about the transition. As a libertarian person in this state, I believe that voluntary law is something that we should explore. So basically, this is my soapbox. I'm asking you, members of the board, to consider better ways to implement a more peaceful society. A society where young people know what's expected of them and they don't transition to be an adult at 1 minute after midnight. If there's a long transition when you're not an adult and you're not a child, maybe 5 or 10 years. Anyway, certainly we had a very violent incident in San Antonio this week with a 12-year-old girl at a middle school where a peace officer, a law enforcement officer, threw her to the ground. Now, perhaps that is not your personal responsibility, but where can we go? You know, we could go to the governor, the legislature. Today, we're here at the Department of Criminal Justice to ask your indulgence and your concern and your commitment to try to build a better world.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Appreciate you coming today. Mr. Two Bears.
I am chief of the Yatila clan, the Wawateka Nation. This is my prayer to the President Barack Hussein Obama, members of U.S. Congress, Texas Governor, responding. Today we've acknowledged in the MD versus Perry that the state of Texas is guilty of chemically altering children's minds in the Texas foster care system. In the report, closer to home by the Council of State Governments, the 84th legislation covered up the cause of the 54% of recidivism that is being processed in your Texas Department of Criminal Justice, not acknowledging that these children's minds were chemically altered with psychotropics. We are now asking for a call to action to join our nations to end the chemical altering of any child under the state umbrella that Governor Greg Abbott referred to Commissioner Specia on September 25th. That needs to end under this umbrella of the state. We're asking this to petition to the President to end the use of psychotropics identified in the report closer to home as the cause of the mass incarceration in America. These are human beings.
Thank you for showing up, coming today, and sharing your comments with us.
God bless you.
Ms. Garcia, and then finally Kenneth, looks like Kojan. You can correct my pronunciation when you come up if that's incorrect. Ms. Garcia, you may proceed, ma'am.
Hi, members of the board. My name is Sarah Garcia. On July 23rd, 2014, my son came home after 2.5 years in solitary in TDCJ. He was placed in a juvenile facility and given, of course, psychotropic medication through the 2.5 years while in juvenile setting before he was sent to 2.5 years in TDCJ, which after 6 months he was placed in solitary for not returning to his cell. I am the product of my son coming home with no system in place. My son has multiple mental issues, and he did before he was sentenced to the juvenile facilities. I have documentations of all the medications that he was given in the juvenile setting, of all the psychologists and psychiatrists' recommendations for treatment and rehabilitation. I'm here as a mother for my son Mark, who is now back after 4 months being released from TDCJ back for 15 years. So I'm here pleading my cause, asking for help, because I need the chance to help him with his mental disability for rehabilitation, so that he doesn't become another statistic or start sitting down, because there is no resources where he's at right now, aside from a list indicating he's getting his medication.
And Ms. Garcia,
Yes.
thank you for your poignant comments, and your time is now expired.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you coming today. And Kenneth?
Poem.
Again, it looks like code.
Poem. Poem, like a poem you read. Thank you. I'm Kenneth Cohen, psychotherapist, certified mediator. I'm here because some of the visitors today called for, let's get together and work to remove the problem in TC, in this body, the prison system, so that MD versus Perry type problems don't come over, bring you 40% of your population there, where you end up really having them in such a rage that they end up being put in isolation. This is trouble for you. This is trouble for the population outside the prisons. It's trouble for all of us if we don't begin to work together to prevent the chemical freezing of minds through wrong use of medication.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen.
Causing, yes, I
Mr.
will.
Cohen, your time-
I will.
Mr. Cohen, your time has expired. Thank you for coming today and sharing your thoughts with us.
I appreciate this. I have begun a process, and the reaction, sir, is proper. It's proper, but we've got to work together. And I ask you to work together.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all who presented today. Your comments have been noted and recorded. The issues you've raised today will be addressed by agency staff in written form. If you would like to receive a copy, please provide your name and contact information on the follow-up sheet located on the speaker registration table. Is that where you have it? Okay, so please leave your name and address if you'd like to get a copy of the written responses by agency staff to the issues you've raised.
Not a cookie cutter answer.
I would like to thank all of you for coming today and remind you that the next meeting at the Texas Board of Criminal Justice will be Friday, June 24th at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Austin. The 184th meeting of the Texas Board of Criminal Justice is now recessed. It is 2:15 in the afternoon. The board will